is really good at giving personalized advice. So if you wanted any counseling, any guidance, any vacation recommendations, or ideas on how to organize like a set of data, ChatGPT is really good at giving advice on exactly what you want, depending on like what you specify. Oh, I want a vacation for 3 days, or I want a lesson plan for 5 weeks. It's really good at like generating those ideas. So yeah. So now I'll be explaining how to use ChatGPT. So we want to go onto ChatGPT and go to this link, and I will send the link into the Discord in the live lecture notes. Yeah, in the live lecture notes, I've sent the link to ChatGPT, and when you open it up, you should get a screen that looks kind of like this. Have we gone there? Okay, are you guys? Let me know when you guys are ready.
Yes, they are ready.
Okay, great. Perfect. From here, what we're gonna do is you can go ahead and if you want, you can sign up for free. It doesn't cost any money, and you can sign in with your Google account. If you sign in, basically your preferences are saved, your chat history is saved. So when ChatGPT gives you further responses for your next questions, it remembers the questions that you asked before and uses that data to tailor to make your answers even better. So it like builds up data about you and makes that your answers really personalized. Or if you want, you can just stay logged out, and it still works that way too. So either sign up for free or stay logged out. Okay, so hopefully when you do that, you should get to this page right here, which is where you can type in a prompt. In the very middle, it has a box that says "Ask Anything." So basically, what we can do is inside of this box right here, we can type in a prompt. It can be a statement, it can be a question. You can write anything in here. But some recommendations are that you be specific. Don't just write "tell me about dogs" because ChatGPT has a lot of information about dogs. It has like a whole internet data set about dogs. So instead, you want to write a specific question like, what are the health benefits of adopting a dog from the shelter? Really specific. You also want to be direct. Don't use words like, can you help me with something? You don't need to use the word please. You don't need to use, can you do this? Or like, can you help me with this? You don't need to use those extra words that actually like waste the energy of ChatGPT. It like wastes the the energy. So instead, be really direct and just ask the question. They just be like, explain how machine learning works. You don't need to be like, can you explain? So yeah. So with this, you can ask ChatGPT anything you want. Like for instance, I can just be like, what is the climate in uh Salem, Oregon in the fall? Like I can ask a really like random question that's really specific, and ChatGPT will come up with an answer, and you can see it has a lot of data. It has it even gives me a chart with this data. It gives me highs and lows. It separates it by month. It even gives me the rainfall. So ChatGPT has a lot of data that it uses to create the answer. However, in this case, maybe I do not want to read this much data. Like I don't need this much. Instead, what it can be like, in write, make shorter. So if I say make shorter, you can see that it gives me a shorter summary of the climate. And it really shortens it down to just this much. And then I can type again. I can be like, write in paragraph format, because maybe I want it in a paragraph. So I can just say write in paragraph, and it will change its answer into a paragraph. Like this. But maybe I want it to be like a more basic writing. I don't want it so complicated. I can write simpler. Like to a young student. And so you can see that it makes my paragraph a lot simpler. It uses easier words like gets cooler, starts to rain more, cloudier, very rainy. So it changes the writing format and like formality based on what you ask for. And maybe I just want this to be in bullet points, so I can write in bullet points. And it will change the answer to the format I want. So you can see with ChatGPT, it's really easy to just keep on asking for it to change to exactly what you need. And it will keep on generating the same data over and over again until you get what you want. Like this. Now, the next thing I want to show you guys is translation, because like I mentioned before, ChatGPT is really good at translating. And how you translate is you just write to English or to Kinyarwanda, and it will translate it to that language. Just like that. And when you do this, you can also type in more stuff like in a formal tone, in a less formal tone. You can write as if talking to a child. You can specify like what level of like formality you want the words to be said. You can be like really formally to an elder. Like you can really specify how you want the translation to go. And you can also do this to entire articles. So let's say I'm searching up an article about penguins. And I find an article like this Britannica article. What I can do is I can take this and I can highlight, oops. I want to choose an article without any photos. Let's look at this. Okay, so what I can do is I can highlight the words like this, and then I can click Control C. So remember, Control C is copy, and then I can Control V into my ChatGPT like this. And then I can, at the start, I can write to Kenya, Rwanda. And you can see that when I click enter, it translates all of this to another language. Like just like that. Yeah. So if you ever like have an article in a different language, this is an option to translate it into a language you can read. So yeah, that's a way you can translate. This is really useful ChatGPT is like usually really good at translation, but sometimes it can mess up on like slang, or it can mess up on like a bit of grammar. So make sure to like double check that it makes sense before you use the text. So make sure to read this and make sure it makes sense. But yeah, the next topic is you can generate lesson plans, which might be really useful for you guys. So you can generate lesson plans with ChatGPT, and it's really good if you specify the topic, the difficulty of the lesson, the age group, and maybe more, like how many weeks. So let's try this out. I can say generate a lesson plan for young elementary students learning English for the first um for the first how about like for at a basic level for 5 weeks. And when I type this, you can see that oops. Um okay, let me see why. Yeah, I don't know what happened here, but I just put in the same thing again. And this time it did successfully generate my lesson plan. So you can see it gave me a 5-week basic English second language learning plan for young learners. And each week it gives me objectives or like goals, gives me vocabulary to practice, and it gives me activities like this. And you can see it even says that it can create printable worksheets for the week. So if I want to create any worksheets for a certain week, I can even ask ChatGPT. So I can be like, create a worksheet for week 5. So you can see it creates a worksheet. And what I can do from here is I can just copy and paste all of this into a Google Doc. So I can go to Google Docs. I'll put the link into Discord. But if I put the link into the lecture notes channel. But if I go to Discord and I click blank document, you can see that I can just copy and paste the worksheet I just created. And I can I can copy and paste the worksheet into the Google Doc. And I can just edit it if I want to. So if I want to add more stuff, I can add more stuff. If I want to delete stuff, I can do it here. And if I want to use this, then I could just like just like utilize it and change it up in Google Docs. And through Google Docs, I can save it to my drive, or I can share it with another person as well. So yeah. So whenever you like create a worksheet like this in ChatGPT and you want to save it, it's really good to put it into a Google Doc so it doesn't accidentally get erased and you lose this data. So yeah, that's like a really useful way of using ChatGPT. And what I can even do is I can like I can be like translate the lesson plans into and you can see the entire lesson plans that I created. It's being translated into Kinyarwanda. So yeah, so you can see everything's printed out the same except for in a different language. And again, like last time, if I want to save this, what I can do is I can open another Google Doc and I can copy and paste this into here to save the lesson plan. And from here, I can change it, I can add to it, I can delete some sections. But this is basically a good starting place if you need some ideas on how to create a lesson plan. Yeah. Are there any questions so far, or do you guys want some time to try this out? Yeah. Are we good? Are we good to move on, or do you guys want more time, working and trying this out? Okay, so I got a question on how to create an account in ChatGPT. So I will show you. So I am going to click this sign up for free button, and I go to this this page, create an account. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with Google. And I'm just going to click my Google account and use that to sign in to ChatGPT. So I continue. I give my name. I guess I give my birthday. Do I have to? 2000. Oh well. And basically, that's it. You're going to be signed in, and from now, it's going to save your chat history. Yeah, I will show you guys how to attach files and images um in like shortly. I will show you guys how to do that. But yeah, are there any more questions about how to sign into ChatGPT? And since I've signed in, you can see that I can search chats. So like every time I create a new chat, it's going to save in like my like it's going to save it, and so I can come back to it later if I want to. Okay, so let's move on to uh, learning how to attach images and files into ChatGPT. So from here, wait, let me just see. Okay, yeah. So how do we attach images and files to ChatGPT? So, so images, when you want to attach images, how you can do that is you can just copy and paste an image into ChatGPT. So you can find an image on Google, or you can take a screenshot of your computer and put that into ChatGPT. For example, let's say I wanted to translate this slide into Kenya, Rwanda. What I can do is I can take a screenshot of this slide like this. I took a screenshot of the slide. And now I can copy and paste it into my ChatGPT and I can say translate to Kenya, Rwanda. I just copy and pasted the image right in, and then I can be like translate it, and it will translate the text on here to the second language. Similarly with files, let's say I have a file. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, so how do I attach files? Well, you just press this plus button right here, and you click add photos and files. Then through your files, you can select an image. Let me see if I have an image. So I can select this image and I can open it in ChatGPT just like that. And I can be like, give a description of this photo in 2 sentences. And you can see ChatGPT will analyze this photo and give me what I am asking about. Yeah. However, there is a limit on how many files you can add. So you can see I try to add one more file. I'm going to try and add one more file. Uh, let's see. What's up? Sorry, I'm trying to find a file I can use. Um, see. Yeah, like how many I get use the same one describe this image. And I think the limit is around 3 files that I can attach with a free account. Let me try that out. I'm gonna try adding more files. Oh, okay. Well, currently I'm adding a lot of files and I'm not getting a limit. So, um, yeah, it might depend on your computer or like, yeah. But sometimes, because of the free account, you might reach a limit on how many files you can use. You can insert into ChatGPT every day. But that limit usually resets every like 24 hours. And the image is usually the limit is usually based on like the size of the file. So I think the bigger the size of the file, the less files you can use per day. Okay. Yeah, are there any questions about using files or copy pasting images into ChatGPT? But yeah, for instance, in this Google slide, we can even like put in an image of a chart like this and ask Google what should I put into the spreadsheet in order to like edit it or like to make it run better. So you can use all kind of images. You can put in files. You can put in like whole paragraphs of writing, and ChatGPT will help you analyze or translate any of those. Mhm. And so yeah, you can see that I opened ChatGPT in a new tab, and the ChatGPT I just created was saved right here, so I can access it later if I ever want to go back to this chat. And yeah, so in ChatGPT, that its main functionality is like text and images, but like mostly text and analyzing words. However, you can see on the left here, there's also something called Sora. And basically, what Sora is really good at is Sora is really good at doing images and videos. So while ChatGPT was good at words and like writing summaries or translations, Sora can like generate images and videos. So it could be like generate an image of a tabby cat. And oh, username. Oops. I'll just create a random username. So yeah, you can see generate image of a tabby cat. I press enter, and I think it's generating right now. Um, but yeah, you can see all of these are examples of what other people have generated using Sora. So yeah. So you can see my cat finally loaded, and this is what Sora generated. So Sora is like a sister of like ChatGPT. They're both made by OpenAI, but Sora makes images while ChatGPT does a lot of words. So yeah, you can see there's an option to like create a video or edit down here. So this is also pretty fun, but it depends on what you want to use AI for. Yeah. Are there any questions about either ChatGPT or Sora? Yes, this app is very interesting and very useful. Especially like um, I use it a lot for like translation or like word generation, like when I write emails. But also sometimes the data or like some um, the the data it uses, if it doesn't have enough data in a certain field, it can start to make data up. So you have to be careful that you double check any evidence that it gives you. So lesson plans are like pretty basic. They don't really need any evidence. But if you're like researching about a study or like science, it's good to double check the data. Um, no, Josie, you have to be careful because sometimes ChatGPT can make up data and it doesn't like, especially if it's a really like detailed or a specific field, it can start to like generate data and become inaccurate. So you always have to double check if it um that the data is correct. So yeah, if you want to send something from ChatGPT to an email or to WhatsApp, you have to copy and paste the writing. There's no like usually the best way is to just copy and paste it into an email or into WhatsApp. I mean, there is a share button where you can copy the link, but honestly, it's easiest if you just copy the words themselves and paste them into an email. Okay. Are there any final questions before the end of class about ChatGPT? Yeah, if there are any questions, please put them in the Discord chat. But let me see. Oh yeah, and you can see in the show off channel that 주연 선생님, 주연 teacher turned images into art, into cartoons, and you can change the style of the art too. Okay, yeah, I am glad that you guys all enjoyed the lesson on ChatGPT. But yes, this is our final Future of Rwanda class. So thank you so much for joining us these past several months. I really hoped you learned a lot and had a good time learning about Google, about YouTube, about Google Docs, email, ChatGPT, and everything. I hope it's really useful to you in the future when you are teaching other students. And yeah, it was really fun and really interesting being able to teach you guys and see your hard work and progress. And I really hope you enjoyed these lessons. Thank you.
Thank you very much for today, lesson. Teachers and youth volunteers happy for this lesson, and they have been running ICT skills, so they are very happy. They want to something to you guys. Thank you.
Okay, I can also say a few words. Um, yeah, I also had a really good time teaching all of you guys. And thank you guys all for your like energy, enthusiasm, curiosity, and the Q&A chat. um, and yeah, I'm excited for what you guys will bring in the future, and hopefully we can meet again once in the future, season 2 maybe. And yeah, I'll see you guys.
Yeah, just to definitely reiterate what the other two people have said. It was oh, okay. It has been a great joy and privilege really teaching all of you guys. Um, I really hope that you guys are able to take back the lessons that we have kind of taught you and really apply that to the education of Rwanda. I really trust that and I see like the potential for you guys to do a lot of great things for the Rwandan students. And I really hope to kind of see what you guys do with these skills and really advance the technologies and kind of innovate the Rwandan like technology and education field through this. So yeah, it was a really great privilege overall teaching all of you guys, and I hope to really see guys in the future. Maybe we can collaborate on some lessons in the future or something. But yeah, thank you guys.
Some teachers want to say something. Hano muri kamera.
Thank you very much. We are very happy with lessons about ICT trainings. We have gained main knowledge and skills, and we are going to them. Thank you very much.